So Brent Venables dropped a couple of nuggets in his press conference today that we got to talk about. That and the coaches show about some players. We've got rankings that are coming down the line. The college football playoff rankings just dropped. Don't worry, we're not going to talk about it or the AP poll because Oklahoma has no chance of getting in those right now. So we'll leave those off the docket. But we want to talk about some things that Brent Venables pointed out for this week, as well as heading into this Missouri game. And to be honest, I know y'all going to be interested, so let's dive into it. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners at BetUS. Check them out. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 by using our promo code YouTube150. So every week, Brent Venables has his press conference. You know, he does the Monday night show at Rudy's, and then Tuesday he has the weekly presser, which is kind of fascinating because it always feels like the Monday night show is repeated on the 11 o'clock press conference because it's roughly the same questions and answers that are going to be asked. And the truth be told, for our media members, our insiders, they need to ask these questions. That's kind of the point of being there. They can't be there at Rudy's, and it makes sense for them to ask these questions right there during his actually weekly availability, especially in preparation for the opponent. We get to see an old Big 8 foe in Missouri. We'll be traveling. And that game opened up, I saw on Circa Sports, they had it at -4 Missouri on Sunday. BetUS had, going into Sunday night, they had Missouri as a 3-point favorite on the opening spread. We'll talk about that a little bit later because that changed dramatically. But anyway, Brent Venables dove into some key components, like he talked about injuries, he talked about player availability, and who we expect to see down the line. So first and foremost, he talked about the wide receiver room and that Jalil Farouk and Deion Burks have been practicing over the last couple of weeks. Andrell Anthony is back and he's doing non-contact exercises, which means there's a chance you'll see Andrell possibly in the last 2 games of the season. I'm thinking Alabama, LSU, because you have that bye week right before. And there is a solid chance that when the injury report drops Wednesday night, that Deion Burks as well as Jalil Farouk will be listed as probable. So I'll say this. If both of those two are listed as probable, I expect them to play against Missouri. I'm just going to say that up front. If either one of those two are listed as probable, they're going to play. That's just my mental diagnosis on all of this, is that they're probable, they're going to play. So we'll keep that in mind. We'll talk about it more on Wednesday when the actual injury report drops, and then we can, talk about what's going to look like. But someone asked, shout out to George Stoya. Make sure you go check out the Insiders. Go subscribe. Go check out Sooner Scoop. Go check out OU Insider. Check out Sooners Illustrated. All 3 of them always drop fantastic content. And when they put stuff out on the social medias, gives us something to talk about. But they've always got some extra information on their sites. Go check them out. Subscribe. They do fantastic work. They are who I lean on when, of course, I don't get to go to media stuff. But I digress. Someone was asking Stoya about Farouk and him redshirting. They're like, Farouk's going to have to get him a medical red shirt. He's been hurt all year. He's going to need to do that. When in all actuality, for the uninitiated, Farouk does not have to do that. He came in the 21 class, so that means that he doesn't have to medical red shirt. He can just regular red shirt because he's only going to play 4 games. So if he comes back this week, it'll be Missouri, Alabama, LSU, and he played the first game of the season. That's when he broke his foot. That's 4 games. That is underneath. That's the threshold, which is 4 games total. As long as you don't play more than 4 games, you can redshirt. So he'll redshirt if he decides he wants to come back, which the expectation is he's coming back next season. He's one of the many wide receivers that Brent Venables mentioned before that said they want to come back next year. So all they got to do is figure it out from there. New OC is going to be interesting and all of that. And On3 dropped some nuggets about the OC search, which is very intriguing. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. But we've also talked about what Brent Venables' thoughts were on the offensive coordinator and how that stuff is going. Let's dive into that First, a shout out to our partners, BetUS. They are hooking up the gamer 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. They also give you 125% on your second and third deposits by using that promo code. And right now, I told you earlier, Oklahoma opened up as a 3-point dogs on the road, and Missouri had their press conference today. Doesn't sound very positive about their players, and as of right now, we've got them listed as 2.5-point favorites towards Oklahoma. Exactly. How the tables have turned. Oklahoma is now 2.5-point favorite going into this game, and the money is really going in on Oklahoma. So I anticipate that number to potentially crawl up. It'll probably be -3 going to this game. So if you want to get into the action, check out BetUS. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000. 125% on your second and third deposits up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. BetUS, where the game begins. So, of course, the questions to Brent Venables about the offensive coordinator position was asked. He had some answers on that. The one thing he did say that I thought was intriguing, he said, I see great collaboration. More of what you want to and expect to look at, more cohesion is what it looks like. So, in other words, some of the assumptions about things going on was that there wasn't much collaboration going on with the last setup. Now, JJF as well as Kevin Johns is doing a lot of collaborating, working closely together, making things happen, and boom, you're seeing a better product. We looked a lot better against Ole Miss. It was the first one. Then you had another injury on the offensive line, and then boom, we did what we need to do against Maine, which is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to score 59 points against Maine. Score 51 against Temple. You better score more against Maine. And we did that. So I'm not complaining there. But young freshmen that we would like to see probably won't show up. You've got Eddie Pierre-Louis as well as Xavier Robinson. Both of them will redshirt. So Xavier Robinson, both of them have actually played at least 2 games. I think Xavier Robinson's played 3. So he's probably only got 1 more game left in his system, but Eddie Pierre's only got 2. So out of the last 3 games, I'm anticipating you're probably going to see EPL play against, I'm assuming, Bama and then LSU to wrap it up. There's a chance he could play Missouri and then LSU. There's even a scenario of Missouri, Alabama. I don't know, but all I know is I don't anticipate seeing them. You'll see them probably both 2 games left if it's only at 2 for them. But also Isaiah Autry-Dent, who played at right tackle through a lot of the game, I expect him to play more for the rest of this. I think he plays for the rest of the season. I think he's one that you go ahead and get seasoned up. Tarquin is a little banged up. Both Jakes are down. And at this point, you may as well go ahead and try him out and pray that he can hold up against those big boys at Alabama and LSU and Missouri. But to me, I'm playing him in both of those. So the anticipation is you're going to see him in those games. And then the one last thing that really jumped out to me in the conversation was they had to ask him about Missouri. As we know, Theo Weiss as well as Caden Green both are now Missouri Tigers. And, the question was about it being spicy in between the two, right? A little spicy. And Venables said, nah, ain't nothing with us. We ain't got time to be bitter. Players are free to go as they please. And I like the way he did that because he did not provide any bulletin board material to the competition. But I am, because I think that they're going to try to blow y'all out. Missouri's got Drew Pine playing at quarterback. Put it this way, Drew Pine played against Alabama. He threw 12 passes. He had 6 completions. He actually had 9 completions, but 3 of them was to the other team. No touchdowns. 6 for 12, 3 interceptions. He was bad. He's going to, and Eli Drinkwitz, the head coach in Missouri, said that he's going to be the starting quarterback if Brady Cook doesn't play. It doesn't look like Brady Cook's playing until probably the last game of the season. Since that's the case, I expect that what happens is that Oklahoma's going to try their hardest to run that up. Just saying. There's a little spice on the timeline during the offseason, and it feels like there may be a little bit more. So I'm just going to say it. I'm pretty excited about this game, and I'm more so excited because I want this game over with. And I am not very, I'm a little disappointed in you all for y'all to actually, make this some sort of a quote unquote rivalry. Ain't no reason for this to be no rivalry. They're just an opponent. We know them from the Big 8, it'd be all right. So, yeah. It's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a fun game. So, let's see how this goes. I do probably expect to see a little bit more David Stone. He'll probably get another few more snaps. They'll probably try to redshirt him as well. But we'll see based upon the way things go. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. We'll have a lot more coming down the line. We'll get our we'll get our first set of injury reports coming on Wednesday night. We'll dive into that and what that actually means. And then we'll look at the final one close to the game on Friday. If you made it this far, like the content, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We'd love for you to join this family of Sooner fans. Talking OU football, SEC, college football general, having a blast. Do it. Go ahead and, let us know what you think. We will chop it up with each and every single one of you in the next day or two. Go check us out over at Locked On Sooners as well. Me and my guy, John Williams. We always do a daily show talking Sooner ball, but I like to elaborate more here on this platform with you also. We will chop it up with all of you soon. Shout out to BetUS. 150% bonus. First deposit of $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150.